Moondani is a Woiwurrung word meaning embrace. The Moondani Aboriginal Family Centre is an initiative of the Victorian Aboriginal Childcare Agency. It's designed to provide a culturally safe and inviting place for First Nations people to nurture, strengthen and celebrate traditional Aboriginal family life and culture. Moondani is co-located with the Aborigines Advancement League, Yapra Children's Services Co-op and the Sir Douglas Nicholls Sporting Complex, connecting up with these important First Nations organisations at this important cultural place on Wurundjeri country. Conceived as a large extended family home, Moondani aims to strengthen family and community connections and connections to place. The building embraces the landscape, forming a courtyard around a stand of eucalyptus and she-oak trees. Internal spaces are arranged around the courtyard, forming a sense of community and connection to land and ecologies. The entry to Moondani is oriented towards the Aborigines Advancement League and grounded into sloping contours. It draws visitors in, where they can be greeted by an auntie, offered a cuppa at the kitchen, and brought around the fire for a chat at the informal gathering space. Each of these spaces has an immediate connection to the courtyard, which functions as a place for reflection, for looking inside, connecting to land, and connecting to home. Social clusters with reading spaces and IT workstations are arranged informally around the perimeter of the courtyard. These spaces are intended to encourage informal chance meetings where elders and youth can share knowledge with each other. The cooking area is a space for families and young people to learn and practice cooking skills with a focus on nutrition and traditional First Nations food practices and healing. The formal gathering is oriented to the open space beyond, allowing celebrations and performances that feel like they're taking place outside. It's an elevated space for getting some perspective, looking over the Overland neighbourhood towards Merry Creek. The art and media areas are dedicated creative spaces for art practice and making as modes of connection and healing. These spaces are intended to engage young First Nations people to bring their perspectives to Moondani. The children and parents area is a dedicated space for families with young kids, offering a place for playgroups and childcare. This space is positioned nearby to the Yapra Children's Services Co-op to allow community connections between Moondani and Yapra. The research area is a space for First Nations people to work on projects in genealogy and family history that fit with Moondani's aspirations for strengthening family connections and restoring relationships between elders and young people. The retail and music areas offer educational tools and ingredients for sharing First Nations food, language, stories, songs and knowledge. The Moondani administration area is deliberately tucked away from the dedicated and shared activity spaces. Similarly, the office spaces for the Victorian Aboriginal Childcare Agency are positioned at the other end of the courtyard, with a range of informal meeting spaces and office areas that have a separate dedicated entry. Externally to the building, verandas connect internal spaces to the landscape beyond and provide informal outdoor gathering spaces. The amphitheatre near the main entry is a place for larger outdoor gatherings and performances, connecting with the Aborigines Advancement League. The Moondani Centre is a place of celebration, a place of discovery, a place for nurturing and reinforcing First Nations families and connectedness. Moondani provides a sense of belonging for First Nations people, like being at home, like being around the fire, bringing all of the extended family in.